Hello, my fellow tech enthusiasts. I'm Sam Bushman, Jay Harrison with me. We keep an eye on tech so you don't have to. This is indeed Tech Watch Radio and TV. Spread the word, share the love, npitechguys.com. That's the website for the radio version. YouTube, Rumble, just everywhere for the TV version. Check it all out. It's available, npitechguys.com. And folks, we are also syndicated on the Liberty News Radio Network. So spread the word, share the love. Tell all your friends about the show, would you please? This broadcast is brought to you by networkprovidersinc.com. And they're a Utah-based company, but they do business all around the country. And they've got a help desk. They manage endpoints, which means any device you have for security. They've got consultants that understand AI and HIPAA and all kinds of complicated details. They manage servers and cloud applications. And I mean, if it's IT, we do it, baby. NetworkProvidersInc.com. Give them a call. They got a free consultation. You can check out the services, meet some of the people, decide, hey, do you want an IT partner? NetworkProvidersInc.com. KJ, when I say Prego, what do you think, buddy?
Spaghetti sauce.
Yes,
no.
Sir. Yeah.
Pregnant people. I don't know. What do you think?
Prego. Yeah. No, this is not pregnant people. This is spaghetti sauce.
Okay.
It was first Alexa, and now it's pasta sauce. What am I talking about? Prego has revealed a new device designed to record your family dinner conversations. I guess Prego teamed up with a group called StoryCores. They launched a limited edition product, or a device, if you will. It's called the Connection Keeper, Jay.
Okay.
It's a puck-sized little device. It's a recorder designed to sit on your dinner table there and capture your family conversations. Now, the company says the goal is to encourage family interactions. It's not surveillance. It doesn't have AI, and it doesn't have a cloud connection of any kind. No AI, no cloud connection.
Okay.
And still critics say, but you know what? It creates a culture normalizing in-home recording technology, and the last place this belongs in family meals.
Okay, if it has no AI, it has no record. What's the purpose of it?
So you can record your family conversations and save them for posterity, Jay.
Okay. I mean, I guess there's some people that might want to do that. Most family conversations, though, you want to be kind of non-judgmental, right? You want everybody to be...
Yeah, so this is where, Jay, I don't actually disagree with this idea. I think it's actually an interesting idea. And I don't really like them saying we're going to take AI out of it and we're going to not connect it to the internet. We're not going to do all these things. I think I want a puck that I could put on the dinner table that wouldn't run all the time. I could turn it on when I want to and turn it off when I want to, so it's clear.
Okay.
And I would like it to basically, record the family conversation and transcript, and then turn that transcript into summary. And I don't know if you know, but the way the way people are guiding AI now is by writing skills, Jay.
Okay.
And you write these skills, and these skills are basically like super prompts combined with actions. So think about super prompts with bots that carry out the super prompts, so to speak. And what I want to say is, listen, tonight we've got Mother's Day. It's a great Mother's Day event, Jay, coming up on Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Tell your mother you love her, kiss her on both cheeks, and do something for her. Don't just be like, Mother, I love you, and then go out to play. Be Mother, I love you, and, show her. Do a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. But it is a technical thing to do. You know what I'm saying? All right, anyway. But what I'm saying is that I wouldn't want to just record every dinner for sure. But you know what? On Mother's Day, I might have a plan where we spend time, we go around the circle and talk about what we love about mom, and we this and that. And I'd love to have that thing record, get the transcript, and then give it a super prompt or a skill that says, hey, man, I want you to go through this, 2-hour dinner, and I don't want you to carry about all the small talk and the jokes and the whatever, but I want you to strip out the key things, the things where we care about mom, and get a summary, and then I'd like you to turn that into a journal entry. And so Mother's Day journal entry could be a combined family journal entry that could really be preserved for history and this and that and the other. And so again, folks, I don't want to debate whether this is good or bad technology. It just exists. People are doing it. Whether you like it or not is your own personal debate and everything else. But from a tech point of view, I want you to think about that and say, could you get this great boiled down summary of Mother's Day dinner that could absolutely be a keepsake out of this thing?
I think that device already exists. We've talked about Plod.ai.
Yeah.
And those little tiny slim device. I mean, it's smaller than a puck. It's about the size of a credit card. Fits on the back of your phone, and you can turn it on and off and note certain
But
points.
that's AI enabled and everything, Jay.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
more like what I want, less like what they want. But it tailors things more for meetings and stuff like that. And in the Claude or Plod.ai world, I want one that I can control and give the prompts to that can, familyize it and whatever. Anyway, there's a
think you
lot
can do
to
that.
this. Oh, you can?
I think so, yeah, because it can output all kind of different formats for not just business meetings, but church notes or whatever. I mean, it has, and you can create your own custom things. So I think you could do exactly what you're looking for with that.
All right. Anyway, there you have it. Plod, PLAUD.ai, ladies and gentlemen, is a little teeny device that you can buy in two form factors. One of them is a little,
it's like a little pill capsule that
like a little,
you can. Oh, like a lapel mic, actually, would
like
be
a
a good
lapel
example.
kind of a thing. It's not really a mic, but it's like a little lapel device or whatever, like a pin that you pin on kind of a thing. And then the other one's one that you kind of slip at the back of your phone, kind of a card style. And this Plod, P-L-A-U-D. No, that's spelled wrong, right? Is it
No,
P-L-A-U-D?
PLAUD.ai,
All right.
correct.
Plod.ai. That device, you buy it for, $150 or whatever it is. And then you can either get a membership and have a lot more usage or not pay for a membership and have less. But it basically then you can just record things locally or it can record from your phone. And then it can turn those conversations into summaries based on what guidance you provide, meeting notes or a grocery list or whatever you want to. And it's a lot of what I'm talking about, whether it's there all the way or not, I don't know. But this puck from Prego is designed to say, we're not really trying to do the AI and the monitoring and the control and the summary. We're just going to record these conversations for the family for the future. And, it's kind of like how people do family videos and then later, 20 years later, they watch the family videos and love them. It's kind of like an audio kind of version of that with the summaries and everything else. It could really be used as kind of a keepsake, though, if you were building an album for mother over time and you did it for birthdays and Christmas and Mother's Day and special days, Thanksgiving, and then you were to basically put it all. You could create an awesome book of these summaries that could really be from so many different family contributors. The technology has real promise, folks. Whether you want to use it for that or not, your own discussion. But nobody can tell me that doesn't have some interesting promise, Jay.
What I don't understand about it, though, is why a separate device? I mean, I could just take my iPhone, put it on voice memo or record the family dinner and have the same keepsake already in my phone and then do whatever I wanted with it, even if that was run it through AI or not.
Well, because they would say that this little puck has better microphone technology that can record from around the table better than your phone can, and da-da-da. I mean, they have their reasons.
How much does it cost? Because I would debate that. The iPhone has a pretty good mic array on it.
Yeah, no, I understand. So I'm not here to tell you that you're not right and they're not wrong. You got to call Prego and talk to them. Maybe you ought to have them give you a test device to play with it. I don't know. I'm just making the point that they have their reasons and they're like, hey, your stuff is a lot more technical and it records in the wrong format. Like, for example, when you record with your iPhone, what do you get? What kind of file do you get?
I think you get an AVI or an MOV or something like that, but it's easily convertible.
Yeah, but I don't want video, I just want audio.
No, I'm talking about audio. You get audio.
Well, an AVI and all that's video files and stuff. So anyway, all I'm telling you is you probably get like some M4A.
I'll tell you because I have some.
You get some weird, Apple file kind of thing. Half the thing I do on the Apple phones now, they're falling behind because they're basically doing their own standards. Like I get weird photos that have weird Apple kind of extensions, and then I got to try to convert them to a JPG or a this or a that or a ping to use them. And they're making it more difficult. And I'm telling you, Apple's starting to fall out of favor for these reasons.
It says it uses AAC audio compression. It saves it in an M4A format.
All right. So M4A is Microsoft Media, just so you know, right?
I doubt that Apple's saving it in Microsoft Media.
I don't know. You can go look up what M4A is. All I know is most people are doing MP3s, man. I don't know if they know that yet, but
have you ever heard of that before?
Maybe somebody could call them and talk to them about that. M4A is like old school stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, the iPhone's really falling behind. That's kind of the interesting point, too, is 20 years ago, the iPhone was incredible. Even though it was limited, we expected a ton out of it. Now it's starting to fall way behind. Android phones and some of these others are starting to knock their socks off in terms of capabilities, and it's kind of interesting. Ask Jeeves. That was the cool thing back in the day, Jay.
Yeah, that's getting old school, right? Ask Jeeves, the whole company, Ask.com, which used to be the Ask Jeeves company, and I mean, some of us older folks probably remember that. It's before Google, right? Around the
Oh
time of
yeah,
Alta Vista and those search engines.
it's AOL territory or before even kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they were a pioneer in search engines, and they have officially shut down after 30 years. The parent company AIC exits the web search business, and they shut down Ask.com. A little bit of a sad note for
And
technology.
so the dial tones and stuff like that, the dial and connect to the internet are of that era, right?
Oh yeah, we were doing that for sure.
So anyway, you kind of wonder, and it's sad, but I kind of don't understand why didn't Ask Jeeves upgrade to the Google type wiki kind of technology and then upgrade to more AI prompted capabilities and stuff. I don't really understand why they didn't do that, Jay. Like, why didn't they move with the times? What got them to be left behind?
I don't know. Maybe inertia, maybe just lack of development. I don't know.
Anyway, you would think that they would be one of the top people. They've been
I'll
in
tell you
it
one thing
forever, and
I think that left them behind is for a while they were making, or maybe other people were making it and getting revenue or some kind of kickback on it, but there was a lot of what you would call pups, potentially unwanted programs, and they kind of like malware, but not really, that would get installed, and it would force you to use Ask as your search engine on your browser and stuff. And I remember that being problematic for a while, for a couple of years. And that kind of, I think, tainted them, and a lot of people got a bad taste in their mouth after that. Was like, oh, the Ask thing. I remember that hosed down my system.
yeah, that's kind of one of the sad realities that we face. Don't we have a break coming up, Jay?
We do indeed. We could take that right now if you'd like.
All right, let's take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sam Bushman. He's Jay Harrison. We keep an eye on tech so you don't have to. We got a lot to discuss, very little time to do it in. How about enterprise focus? Shift towards practical AI use cases. We'll talk about that. We'll do it in seconds. I'm Sam. He's Jay. This is Tech Watch. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had to fact check ourselves on the break. So I was saying M4A was like a Microsoft Media format, and it's not. It's a pretty open standard, and I guess it comes after MP3. So they're saying, Sam, you're just old school, and we're not. And shame on you.
I like
would
MP3s.
say this: MP3s are so popular, folks, that it's going to really be hard. There's Opus, which are even after MP4 stuff. But the problem is that MP3s are just so ubiquitous that everybody uses them, and I don't see that really changing anytime soon. I think it's WMA, or I'd have to look up what Microsoft Media is, but they have
WMA is definitely Microsoft. Windows Media
too.
Audio.
Maybe
I think
that's
is what
where I
it stands
got
for.
confused. But either way, it's just a format that a lot of people don't have, and a lot of people aren't used to, and you got to convert it. And so whenever I get something off my phone that's an M4A, I just convert it to MP3 anyway.
Yeah.
They're saying, well, you're just going backwards, Sam, and losing quality. You're right. But when I send something to somebody, they don't freak out, and it just plays and works, right? So there
right.
you go.
Everybody has a built-in player for MP3, right?
All right. Anyway, enterprise focus shifts towards practical AI use tied to ROI, or return on investment, rather than experimentation. Companies are starting to get here, Jay. Rather than just wanting to play with AI, they're kind of saying, look, if I'm going to start spending this kind of money on AI, I better start to see some return on my investments and stuff.
Yeah. We want to see the bottom line, right?
And you know what? That's a healthy, in my opinion, response. I like to see that.
Exactly.
All right. Governments and regulators worldwide increase focus on governance for AI and data control. This is something where I really believe we're starting to kind of let the horse out of the barn. The horse is running. And it's like, hey, wait, get back here. We need to really kind of think about what's happening here, Jay.
It's a double-edged sword, though, because a lot of regulators don't know what they're talking about. They don't know enough to regulate what they're talking about.
You're right, but the point is it should be regulated first, because otherwise it's too late.
I know. That's what I mean by double-edged sword. I mean, on one hand, you want to get out ahead of it. On the other hand, you better know what you're talking about.
They need to hire Sam and Jay consultants and get us in the room then if they don't know what's going on.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I just
Send
find
you
that
my Cash
interesting.
App link.
but it's important to really understand some of those things, folks. All right, I want to talk about 2FA, Jay, two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. It's important for people to understand. And there's kind of a comparison now between 2FA versus Passkeys and which security solution keeps you safer. Yeah, the PC World's been talking about this or whatever a while ago, and they're both effective security enhancements. But what do you think, Jay? What do you think's better, easier, smarter?
I'll tell you, I have a mixed kind of feelings on this. I think that the 2FA, like where you get a text or an email, is more compatible because Passkeys requires your device. Like, let's say you have the same credentials for your Amazon account, let's say on your phone, on your desktop, on your laptop. You need a different passkey for each one of those. But the Passkeys seems to be trusted by the industry a little bit more, and it also seems to be a little bit more seamless. So if you have a passkey on the device and everything works like it's planned, it doesn't ask you for a 2FA that you got to wait for code and then plug that in, and which is a little bit cumbersome. So I don't know. I like them both. I guess I'd probably say I like Passkeys better, and it does seem to be the future. But as long as things have fallbacks, the problem with that is, right, you say, well, as long as it has a fallback, then it's good. But the problem is you lose all the security advantage if you have a fallback. For example, if you could just go, oh, I forgot my password, and you can just get an email, you've circumvented all of the security that passkeys and everything else gives you.
And here's the takeaway that I want to let people understand. While both methods aim to improve security, the fact is there's no clear winner overall. Why? Because it depends on the implementation. It depends on how well. It depends on if there's a fallback or not. It depends on the usability. And there's always pros and cons. There's upsides and downsides. Let me give you a quick example. Let's say I have a key to my front door. Then I replace it with a digital lock on my front door. Now all I got to do is press buttons and get in. That's great until my batteries go out on that device.
Right.
The key is great until I don't have the key with me. So it's that kind of debate. I know I've simplified it right down to the kitchen table, but that's really what the debates are about some of this stuff. And I don't think it's really wise to pick one over the other. For example, the more you tie things to a specific device and have a passkey too, the more then, let's say I want to have somebody remotely do something for me. They can't, Jay.
Right.
And then they're like, well, we
Also,
can, Sam, if you have your device with you. And it's like, I know, but I don't have my device with me.
The bigger headache when you transfer phones or something, unless you have some way,
Right.
Bitwarden or something that can migrate that stuff over for you, or Apple or whatever. If you have to start fresh on a new phone sometimes, which sometimes people do, they can't get things converted over, or they're switching, say, from Android to Apple or whatever. And it's like they got to reboot their life almost. It takes them 2 weeks to get up to speed again.
Anyway, it's a very interesting discussion. And I think it's important to kind of understand the nuances of this a little bit. And I don't know really that there is a solid answer. I mean, some people will say, well, all you got to do is get a dongle. That's even better. From a security point of view, maybe, unless I don't have the dongle with me.
Yeah, what if you lose that thing or don't have it?
Or I lose the
whatever?
dongle. Right. And so, I don't know that there's great solutions to that. The only real good solution is for people to become trustworthy, Jay, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Good luck with that. Don't hold your breath.
So that's not happening. But really, what do you think the best way is? I mean, I know they want these authenticator apps on your phone, and they're more secure than a text code sent to your phone. But yet, to me, they have problems too. Who wants to trust Microsoft with all that?
I think that one of the best two-factor authenticators is a biometric. You don't have to rely on it solely. You can still use a password, have something you have and something you know, and especially when that something you have is a fingerprint or a face scan or whatever, because it becomes really fast and non-cumbersome. So whether you're on a desktop, you're using a fingerprint scanner, or you're using Face ID, I think that's one of the best ways to do a second factor and still make it so quick, so simple. Like even I remember on the
It is, but it's got the problem then. What if I want you to do something on my behalf and you're 2,000 miles away from me?
Well, I agree.
I'm flat
I
out
know what you're
stuck.
saying. Maybe that's when you send a code or you send an email or you fall back to some other third party. Gmail does this now where you go to log in from a place you haven't been before, and the Gmail app on your phone will say, hey, is this you? And maybe pick a number out of 3 different numbers. Maybe you have something like that set up so that you can authorize somebody for one-time access.
I'll tell you what I like the simplest way right now that I enjoy. I enjoy the websites that simply say, put in your username or email address. And then when I put it in, instead of asking me for a password, they just simply say, hey, we have texted you, or we have emailed you, or we have whatever your chosen method is, given you a code that's going to expire in a few minutes, and put that in and you're in.
I hate that.
And now I don't, I don't need a password or anything else. It's quick and simple. Yes, I have to go get something, but it expires, so it's got a window that limits the abuse of it, etc. You don't like that method?
No, I don't like that method because it's cumbersome. You got to go check an email. You got to go copy a code. You got to do all this
You
stuff.
got to do the same thing if they text a code to you.
I like the ones though that is.
So if you put in your username and password, and then they text you a code, it's the same, right? It
I know,
takes away needing the password too.
But they can have these checkboxes like remember this device for 60 days. And then, especially if it's something you log into all the time, it's only checking a couple times a year or whatever with you to make sure that you're still you. But I like in Bitwarden, the shortcut key is I got to look at the keyboard. It's Control-Shift-L, and you can just cycle through your credentials that way. And so if you only have one because it's just your site, you can just hit Control-Shift-L and it plugs in your username and password. You press enter, you're just moving on. It's super fast. When they interject that, just put in your email and then go get a code every time. I have sites that are like that, and I just feel like, oh my gosh, like caveman, going and checking the phone and typing in.
I know that's a pain, but I think that's actually more secure, and it's better than having them scan my face or my thumb, and it's better than having an actual hardware device, and it's the other way. You got to
secure unless your email gets hacked
for 60 days or whatever else, right? But if you do this, then even if the email got hacked, unless they took the code within the minutes the code's good for, they still wouldn't be able to use it.
Yeah, but I mean, let's say somebody got into your email and then changed the password and locked you out of it, and they have your email, they'll have the keys to the kingdom.
You'd know that either way.
Yeah.
So anyway, the point is it's a very difficult debate, and the debate's not going away anytime soon, right, Jay?
No, it's not. Nothing's been solved on it. There's just a lot of competing ideas out there, and we'll see what happens. A lot of people said when Passkeys came out that, the password is dead. You remember the headlines. Those are those overreaching headlines that we talked about before. Passwords are dead. Nobody's ever going to use them again. No, passwords are still here and to be here for a long time. It's like saying email's dead.
Yeah, not even close, folks. By the way, I've got a few keyboard commands, though, in Windows that might help some people. Windows plus A. I don't know if people realize, but the Windows key, Jay, between your Alt and Control keys,
right,
can do a lot of things, and Windows and different keyboard commands make a lot of quick differences in getting around Windows. Most people don't realize that, but I think
absolutely
it's something to really know. Windows R pulls up your ability to type into the Run dialog box and do a lot of things. Windows A opens the Quick Settings panel. Win plus N does the Notification Center. Win plus Control plus D creates a new virtual desktop. Windows plus Control plus F4. Close the current virtual desktop. Windows plus Control plus Q does Quick Assist if you need help with your computer and you want somebody to assist you. And there's just some
good
cool keys, right?
Yeah. One of my favorite is Windows Shift S for doing screenshots in Windows 10 and 11.
Windows Shift S. There you go. Anyway, I'm just telling you, it's pretty cool stuff. Thanks for being alongside for the ride. We keep an eye on tech so you don't have to. NetworkProvidersInc.com, MPITechGuys.com. Thanks to you from us. We will keep an eye on tech. Hey, make it a great tech day, will you? Thanks.